Hello, welcome to the MCTC Anime Club. I'm Crimson Lord.
I'm Matt.
Quickstep the Green Knight, at your service.
And today we'll be reviewing an anime series titled Le Chevalier d'Eon. If the name was muffled a bit, I'm sorry, that's how I can speak to the mask.
It's a French anime.
Well, not exactly a French anime, it's more like an anime stationed in France. And I'd say it's... And if I was listening correctly, it was around the time of King Louis.
Which one?
The 15th.
Thank you. Sorry, but you walked into that one. Do you know how many Louis there are? There's more Louis than there are Henrys.
Well, I know King Louis the orangutan.
Corner.
You can't put him in the corner, he's the boss.
So,
The worst thing you can do is send him to the Twisting Nether.
So anyway, yeah, that's the timeline that this anime is based in, and there's the old tradition of English ways. There's still knights obeying the rules of God, psalms, and all that other stuff. But
That's
there's
not
one
English,
little
but
difference.
okay.
But there's one little difference. There are mysterious murders that take place within that all start with the mysterious arrival of a coffin down the river which contains the body of a woman.
The main character's sister, to be exact. The
Yeah.
Daeon in our anime's title. Title drop.
And it's this mysterious death that sparks a chain of events that leads to some deep corruption within the Kingdom of England.
France.
And did I
France.
also mention our main character turning into his sister whenever he fights?
Well, fights at certain moments, because it's not every moment, because he's known to wield a sword, and he's been trained, and one of the characters we'll meet is his master, but at certain points, yes, he will turn into his sister.
Who seems to be a better sword fighter.
I would say as good.
She's just more willing to kill.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a little pinch of supernatural in here, too.
A little.
Okay, maybe
We're talking about a vengeful spirit here.
And gargoyles. It's like saying Frankenstein is a little scientific horror.
Okay, so there is a little... Okay, so there's more supernatural than we thought.
And let's not even talk about the psychic doll or
So, let's just roll it out to supernatural, mystery, drama.
with knights.
Right.
And that's the show.
Yeah.
What?
Resident, there was another guest who was supposed to be in the review, but he'll be doing his own personal review, The Poetry Ninja. If you want to know more about the anime, he'll be happy to explain.
Just don't let him talk too long. He'll talk like 4 hours on it.
You realize this is recording and he'd probably see this, right?
He knows it's all in good fun. Come on. How do we do this? We take shots at each other, but they're all in good fun. Promise.
So basically, if there's anything we missed, Poetry Ninja will fill in the gaps on his personal review. Until then, we'll be talking about the characters, starting off with Daeon, the main male protagonist. What's to say about him? He seems to be the person who seems like the perfect gentleman, upholds the knight's code, a decent sword fighter. Basically what you would expect of a man in the era he's in.
And he's also part of the title. I mean, Daeon, I'm sorry, I'm butchering the French here.
Right, but it seems, aside from his sister mysteriously dying, he seems to have a good life. He's engaged to a beautiful woman. He is a knight
We'll
of
love
the
him
King's
till the day
Court.
she dies.
Yeah, I know. He's the knight of a king's court. He's engaged. He seems to be having a pretty good life, which seems to be turned upside down once he starts investigating further into the mysterious death of his sister. Anything else about him?
Well, we already mentioned he can turn into his sister.
Some sort of possession that's controlled by psalms etched into his sword by blood.
And apparently her soul.
Right.
They got soul magic up in here.
Anyway, that seems to be one of the key components for the supernatural part of this genre, whereas when psalms are written in blood over objects or corpses, they have some kind of innate powers of soul possession, turning ordinary citizens or corpses into monsters known as gargoyles, or a more subtle possession of a deceased spirit who is yet to find rest, which case would be his sister's soul. And moving on, who else can we talk about?
The sister,
Right.
Leah,
Leah.
right?
Not much is known about her, except we get a few cases of flashbacks with him, her brother, Dayon, and herself. And,
Something about that sentence you just said just sounds wrong.
Give me a break here. I'm trying the best I can here.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have been playing so much on your Switch.
Anyway, from what we were able to discern in the flashbacks, it seems that Dayon and his sister Leah sparred pretty often during their training in the ways of the sword, and that his sister was actually a very revered, independent woman throughout her days alive.
She was a member of the king's court, or at least she was a member of the court. So it was noted that by Dayon's fiance that he could have gone to the court like his sister. There's also yes, we don't know a lot about her, but she's a driving part of the plot. We get that from the first episode. Dayon's narration explains, yes, it started when they found her corpse, and we get some flashes of her personality. Like, we know she's the more willing to kill, and we know she's vengeful.
Right.
Admittedly, yes, again, I'll admit, we don't know too much, but we know enough.
Right.
I think we know at least enough to get off a basic character idea. And we know she apparently worked with the Russians, or got caught by them, or had a job related to the Russians. Again, she's the driving plot here.
Even though there was, as mentioned in the series, an unsteady relation between Russia and France at the time.
Because of course Russia is used as the enemy here.
Right. So, any other characters we can mention that we got a good idea about?
Duran?
Duran, right. God, there were so many characters in the first few episodes, I've already lost track.
Correct me if I'm wrong. He's the brown-haired guy, green coat, saves them from the officers. He works for King Louis.
You mean the guy who seems to be playing a few fronts and you never know whose side he's on at the moment?
The wild card.
We'll just call him that then.
Yes, except he doesn't have a persona.
Or does he?
Oh God! I don't know. That's gonna be.
The guy seems like an enigma. It seems that through every episode he seems to work in the shadows, playing both sides. But ultimately it looks like he's still loyal to the group he's with, even though he seems like a bit of an arrogant jerk sometimes.
Yeah. Pretty much all we can say. He seems like from the first episode he looks like he's on Dion's side, but we find later he's a mole, but he still guides Dion in a way, so yeah, he's pretty much the wild card. You never know what the heck he's gonna do.
I guess more modern term would probably be a double agent.
I like wild card better. It makes more sense.
Right.
It makes me think of a certain pirate, Captain Jack Sparrow. You never know whose side he's on. I could have gone with the dishonest line man, so you could have gotten a really old reference.
Anyway, what about Dayon's master who shows up later in the series?
I can't remember his name.
I can't either.
He's the old master and he kicks...
And he kicks all of the ass.
Yes, because he's the old master. So even old men can
So
beat
he's pretty
people
much... So he's pretty much like the teacher to the main character who follows him through his journey of finding the answer. And at times when his pupil's in trouble, he steps in and shows them why he's the master.
Except he failed one job as a teacher. The student must surpass the master.
I don't see that happening anytime soon. The guy may look elderly, but he's not that old, apparently.
Or he's just gotten stronger in age. Not all old men have to get their asses kicked.
Oh God.
What?
He gets stronger with age.
Oh jeez. There is an old 100-year-old who just got kicked.
Anyway.
Oh god, no, I'm
How's
imagining
about
that.
next? Moving on. How's about that younger guy who's with them, the shorter one with the
Robin?
Right.
That's
Robin.
his name?
Yeah.
I prefer my Robin with silver hair.
Robin.
No, he doesn't have to have
He has
silver
brown hair, but who's taking on the color?
You missed the joke.
You know,
I
still,
think
in every group, there I
you
guess
as
there has to be
well.
at least one young member of the group.
I think he's just the tag along guy. He doesn't really do much.
Yeah, he just seems like the. I think he's mentioned before. His duty is to keep an eye on Dayon through this transaction of seeking answers to his sister's death. Like the
Yeah.
guy who's. He
He's
kind of seems
just-
like the guy who follows you everywhere, and the second you're steeping into darkness, he's there to pull you out from it, or keep you away from going too far.
I was gonna say the annoying fan from Oblivion. Elder Scrolls, the game before Skyrim.
Anyway, as for the villain of this series, I'm not so sure if there is a main villain.
We don't know the villain yet.
We know we don't know who the main like driving like single
master
person is,
But
but
there's plenty of bad people in
but
these episodes.
yeah, we do know that there's a bunch of evil priests and
Alchemists.
alchemists, and I'll give you a cookie if they're not all working for one person.
Do you really think they're not? Again, we don't know who the villains are. It's another part of the driving question here. Well, normally we'd like a hint, but this
We
is it.
don't. We do not get a hint in these first 5 episodes.
Hey, as long as they don't do anything that we got with Savitar.
Yeah, it almost seems like they're trying to get the audience to guess who the real mastermind is here. Let's just say whoever this is a very influential person, being able to turn corpses into gargoyles, having pawns within high-ranking noble circles, and not to mention the fact they have a hand in corrupting the minds of those who are oppressed by the higher powers in this era.
And did I mention that they have a telepathic zombie doll thing?
I think I mentioned that in the gargoyles.
I mentioned telepathic dummies all corpse thingy. God, he's more confusing to describe than Fu.
Anyway. So then,
You don't even know.
I think we pretty much covered all the characters that have value in this series, but in case we missed something, again, our,
Duke, Queen, they don't do much.
yeah,
King.
let's just say they're figures from history, they're like filler. We can say that much.
Now we just need Legends of Tomorrow.
So, moving on. Any good points about this anime so far?
The old man kicks ass.
Okay. I gotta be honest, I kinda like how much attention to the detail of the time era they did. They didn't just take a bunch of random people who just happened to be in the scenery in France. They actually took good historical figures such as King Louis XV and Queen Elizabeth and all that other. And they also made sure to mention that time in the era where there were a few people in the slums that were oppressed by people.
Let them have cake.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen a French execution device yet. The guillotine, I believe.
You missed. That was a joke. Jeez.
Anyway.
I'm pretty sure we don't have Mary Antoinette in this yet.
Okay.
Yet.
But still, we do notice. Still, I think there's a few good points about, and the animation's pretty good, despite it for being an older anime.
How old is this anime?
Let's say about 5-10 years, maybe.
No, that's not too old.
Well, maybe it's older than that. I don't know. We don't know the precise first release date of it.
Kind of hard to tell. I mean, some animes look like no difference, like
I mean,
Log
facial-
Horizon and SAO.
Well, I mean, the facial features look different, but I would say the animation's almost similar to that of the Baccano animation.
Wouldn't know.
Yeah. So, any bad points about the anime?
Robin.
Well,
He's just there, and he does nothing of importance.
well, I kind of like the fact of this being a mystery sort of genre anime where there's many questions they're answering, but I feel as though that at the end of each episode they leave too many questions that are unanswered still. I mean, it's good to give the audience a chance to figure out the whole plot behind this thing, but if you give the audience too much questions, they're just going to keep wondering why, who, where, how. What I would say is maybe there would have been a little more detail in some of these actions. Not enough to give away too much, but just a little so you understand what's going on.
I got nothing more to say.
What about you, man?
Got nothing else.
Well, still, what's a mystery anime without questions, I guess? No.
A very terrible mystery?
And regardless, the Poetry Ninja in his personal review will cover anything we've missed, but until then, shall we move on to scoring?
Past what episodes we watched, we're not going to tell you those. Even
Alright.
Poetry won't do that.
Right, we won't say which episodes we watched, only that it was enough to get an idea about the main cast, what the plot's about, just not who's behind this whole thing. So, shall we move on to scoring then? Oh, I'm starting off the scoring then?
You always do.
Well, despite the bad point I made, it is a pretty good anime, so I'll give it 5 out of 5. Psalms.
I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 Psalms written in blood.
Okay, that's 9 out of 10.
4 out of 5 Musketeers.
And that's 13 out of 15, so it looks like this anime got...
Wait, what'd you give it?
4.
Alright, then yes.
So it looks like this anime got a B rating so far, but seeing as how long this anime is, I don't think we'll be
Double check
watching
your
it.
math, because I don't think that's a B.
We'll wait for Poetry Ninja's personal review of this anime and get his scoring, then we'll add it to this to see if the grade changes. But for now, we're going to be taking a week's break for our
No, that's a B.
semester monthly game day, but when we get back from that, we'll be watching the live-action Black Butler movie. Until then, this will be the MCTC Anime Club signing off.